The reality of the tripledemic that continues to spread across the country. Flu, RSV, and COVID already filling 78% of hospital beds nationwide, with 5 states and D.C. now above 90% capacity. And that lack of room is putting families at tremendous risk, including the Siniffs, who had to search far and wide for medical attention for their 8-year-old son, Sebastian, after their local hospital in Northern Virginia didn't have room to treat him for acute sinusitis and pneumonia. And it didn't end there. Once Sebastian recovered, well, the family found their 6-year-old son, Luke, in the hospital with a similar condition. Parents Monica and John join me now to discuss their journey. Boy, guys, first of all, I guess I should ask, how is the family? How are the boys? Please tell me everything is okay.
They are. They're much better. Thank you.
So are they at home? Are they back in school? Give me an update, Dad.
Yeah, they're back in school now. They're actually out today, but they've been back in school. And the thing is that, we wwent through a long week of trying to get them back after they got out of the hospital. They still, because there's so many things going on, they still have, a little sniffle here, a cough there that we're still working through. But the scary episodes that we experienced at the hospital, thankfully, are behind us now.
Hopefully.
So, Monica, yeah, hopefully, exactly. I know. I mean, I can't tell you how many families I know, including ours, that have been hit with everything except for RSV. We're like holding tight that it's not going to get to that point. But Monica, how did you know that you got to the point where you had to go to the hospital?
Well, it was a scary evening. Tuesday morning, he had woken up fine. After a long nap, he woke up with a high fever, and I stayed by his side that night because I wanted to monitor him. And throughout the night, he showed increasing mental disorientation and was very lethargic. And so by Wednesday morning, we had already called the pediatric hotline for our office, and they recommended to go right away because he mentally was just very confused and really sick. It was so unlike anything we had seen from him.
And John, how quickly were they able to tell you what was going on?
Well, Monica was with him in the hospital, and what we found out very quickly, actually, they put him on an IV and they did some blood cultures and found out that his white blood count was through the roof, and that's what really got us scared. They put him on some really heavy antibiotics, and it took a lot of other care, not only just in the ER, but once he was finally transported to a pediatric hospital 30 hours later, he was in the ER for 30 hours, that they were able to, they did a spinal tap, they did an EEG and an electroencephalogram, and were able to find out that it was a pneumonia and the acute sinusitis.
So both of you decided to pen this op-ed, which I have in front of me in USA Today, just about how to navigate this and what you need to do. I'd love to hear from both of you on this. Monica, the most important thing you wanted to get across in this op-ed?
For me, it's really to stay on top of those symptoms. As a mom, sniffles are just kind of the soundtrack of parenting, unfortunately, when you have those early years of childhood. But in this climate, you cannot let them go at all, because it can develop, as we saw, into very serious conditions. And so stay on those decongestants as long as you can, because you just can't afford to end up in the hospital with everybody else right now.
And I'm looking at the tips, John, that you guys lay out. And Monica just mentioned, be vigilant with cough and congestion, have a go bag ready, have your pediatrician guide the care, but very importantly, scout the hospitals. Put that into perspective for us, John. Not an easy thing to do now in some areas, finding a bed.
It's not. And the thing is that we're pretty aware, or we thought we were pretty prepared going into this. But we realized very quickly, the first hospital that was going to take us, was going to take Sebastian, was 50 miles away in Winchester, Virginia. When they saw his chart, they said no, they couldn't take him. The ER doctors then worked through several other hospitals, including Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, Washington National in DC, And even Fairfax and Nova, which is where all three of our boys were born, none of those hospitals were able to take him because their beds were filled. So we wanted to urge parents and give. Actually, it started with on a Slack channel at work of suggesting some things to colleagues, but to make sure and check with your local hospitals, see what capacity is, have a plan B. Monica had said be vigilant with cough, which was important too, but also contact your pediatrician and having them knowing that they would be available to guide your child's care if you end up in the ER, because that was something that we didn't have. It's something that we wish we had. And just having a plan B if that pediatrician isn't there, because, ER doctors are generalists and a pediatrician knows your child like no one better than you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are in the peak of virus season, and we'd love to stay in touch with you. I think you guys learned a lot through this experience, and I don't blame you if you stay home throughout the holiday after everything you've been through. So glad you wrote this op-ed. We've been talking so much about it, and you've personalized it for us. You've shown us what it's like with your kids and as parents, and I just appreciate what you've done just to put this on a bigger platform. Monica, John, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kara, for having us.
Appreciate you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.